What if the most emotional chapter of The Chosen is still ahead of us? What if everything we thought we knew about Jesus' final hours is about to be retold in a way that's more intimate, more human, and more heartbreaking than ever before? With the shocking ending of Season 5 still fresh in our minds, it's time to look forward. Because Season 6 isn't just coming, it's about to change everything. Some of you are still holding out, waiting for Season 5 to drop on the Chosen app so you can stream it for free. But with international audiences already catching the new episodes on Prime Video this week, now feels like the perfect moment to talk about what's coming next. Let's break down Season 6, its release timeline, what storylines are confirmed, how Dallas Jenkins is approaching the crucifixion scenes, and what we know so far about Season 7, including the exact dates when the crucifixion and resurrection episodes will hit theaters around the world. But before we move forward, we have to go back to that unforgettable finale of Season 5. Yes, that moment. The infamous kiss of betrayal. Episode 8 ended with a gut-wrenching scene. Jesus and the disciples walk through the night, their path lit only by torches, until they arrive at the Garden of Gethsemane. Only Peter, James, and John accompany Jesus deeper into the garden, while the others remain behind. Inside the garden, emotions run high. Jesus confesses to John that his sorrow is crushing. He even says he feels like he's dying. Peter, clearly worried, offers to find a doctor. But Jesus declines. He says he's putting himself in the hands of the true healer, God, and asks his closest followers to stay awake and pray with him. Yet, as he moves further into the garden to pray, the disciples quickly fall asleep. Alone, Jesus leans against a rock and pours out his soul. His prayer is raw, desperate. I don't think I can do this. You're asking too much of me. That's when he sees a vision. Abraham and Isaac, walking toward the place of sacrifice. Isaac asks, "Where is the lamb?" Abraham replies, "God will provide." Jesus sees it, understands it, and whispers to God, "I trust you." He returns to his disciples, still asleep, and goes back to pray again. This time he sees another vision, the Valley of Dry Bones, and there he meets Ezekiel. Once again, he comes back to find the others asleep, but now he sees them differently, as children. And instead of frustration, he feels deep compassion. He lets them rest. And then, one final vision. Joseph, his earthly father, appears. They embrace. Joseph tells him, gently, that he'll be waiting for him. The scene is overwhelmingly emotional. Finally, Jesus wakes Peter, James, and John, and says the words we've all been waiting for. The hour has come. At the garden gates, a mob appears, torches flickering in the dark. And then Judas steps forward. He calls him Rabbi. Jesus answers, "My friend, do what you came to do." The betrayal is sealed with a kiss. That's how Season 5 ends, a masterpiece of storytelling. It broke my heart, in the best way. Now, let's talk about what's next. Filming for Season 6 is already underway. In fact, they've completed key scenes like Jesus' arrest and part of his trial. We even got a peek at Pontius Pilate from some behind-the-scenes footage. Then the team, though not the full cast, traveled to Italy to shoot the crucifixion sequences. Interestingly, only a few disciples were present, most notably John. But the women played a major role in these scenes, including Mary, Jesus' mother, Mary Magdalene, and the sisters of Lazarus. Some low-resolution leaked photos even show Jonathan Rumi on the cross. Though not very graphic in appearance, they still pack an emotional punch. We also saw a shot of his body double, showing signs of wounds. But again, nothing overly gory. This lines up with what Dallas Jenkins recently told People magazine. He confirmed that Season 6 will focus more on emotional intensity than brutal violence. Unlike The Passion of the Christ, which relied on graphic imagery to convey pain, The Chosen aims to hit the audience through their hearts, not their stomachs. And it makes sense. We've walked alongside this version of Jesus for 5 full seasons. We've laughed with him, cried with him, and witnessed every miracle and moment. Our emotional investment is already so deep, There's no need for excessive gore to feel the weight of the story. After filming in Italy for about 3 weeks, the cast and crew returned to the US, where production is still ongoing. They're now shooting the trial before the Sanhedrin and scenes involving Herod. You might have even seen that iconic purple robe that will eventually be draped on Jesus. Now, about the release schedule. Here's where it gets interesting. Season 6 will be split into 2 formats: 6 standard episodes followed by a feature-length film dedicated entirely to the Crucifixion, but don't expect them to drop at the same time. While we don't yet have a locked-in release date for the 6 regular episodes, Dallas has said we should expect them by late 2026. The Crucifixion movie, however, does have a confirmed date, March 12, 2027, in theaters. Then comes Season 7, which will center around the resurrection. And just like Season 6, it will also begin with a theatrical film, this time focused on the resurrection itself. That film is expected to release in 2028, with the remaining 6 episodes of Season 7 dropping later that same year. One more thing. The Chosen Con in February 2026 is shaping up to be a major event. Dallas has hinted he'll show either an entire episode or large scenes from Season 6 there. That's probably when we'll get a clearer idea of the full release roadmap across streaming, theaters, and Prime Video. And if you're curious about other projects in the Chosen universe like the Book of Moses, be sure to stick around. There's a lot more coming. Let me know in the comments. How did Season 5 hit you emotionally? And what are you most looking forward to in Season 6? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because The Chosen is far from over, and the most powerful moments are still ahead.